Don't see Angie on the picture, though. Today's National Coconut Cream Pie Day. Do you like coconut cream pie?
I love coconut.
It's National Have a Coke Day.
Try not to drink too much Coke.
I try also. I've been trying to stay away from all sodas, even though. Thank you, Rum. Thank you. It's National Student Nurse Day, so there you go. Do you ever have any exchange students that are actually here to learn something specifically that they don't learn they don't teach in their own countries?
Well, that's interesting you say that. Of course, language is their main thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of them come here with experience in arts. A lot of them, especially the Chinese, they come over. And what I think is so interesting is they take it so much more seriously than our students do. And because I'm a music teacher, I love to show my students what the Chinese students do. Because they can, when we play the piano in America, we play the piano. But when they play the piano, they play the piano.
Yeah, they're marvelous.
They're so focused and so disciplined over there. So the biggest thing I think they realize over here is our freedom. The kids have a lot more free time. They don't have as much structure in their life. Over there, it's a lot of structure. The Europeans are more, westernized like us, so they're more similar to us.
Well, because we're from there, actually.
Right. Yeah. So
our
there's
culture
not
is
many differences
So,
there.
in music, do they read the same 5-line scale, that kind of thing? The staff, is it the same?
It's the same thing, but it's of course, the G is different in their language than it is in our language.
It's called something different.
Yes.
But is it the same? Like if I looked at Chinese music,
It's probably in Chinese characters. The letters are probably in characters.
They don't have the same staff as we do?
No, the staff will be the same, but the
Oh,
actual,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, the words you mean?
The
would be
words.
different. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But the notes, quarter
Because
notes.
I saw.
It's a universal language music.
Well, I saw Indian music one time, and it was like so totally different than. I don't mean American Indian. I mean from India. It was so crazy looking.
Well, sometimes the characters that they put, when you have a sheet of music, it doesn't just have notes on it. It has embellishments and dynamic symbols, words, and stuff. So all that language is going to be on the page.
But
it makes it look different.
I think, though, even for our area, Matthew Wardell has the Young Artist Series every January for the young children, and he's had children as young as 8 years old come to try out for that. So I just think it's the individual child that likes, that has their individual passions. It's not that the Chinese are better than we are. It's just that, their passions might be different, or their parents might
structure them a little bit more towards the discipline of their rehearsing and.
Because our students, our children are wonderful. Over here.
We have some talent, a lot of hidden talent right here in Ocala. Just great.
Yeah, I guess what Robin's trying to say is that it depends on how much focus. You mentioned the word focus, so I'm guessing that's what it is.
Depends on the parent a lot of times.
Yeah,
when they're that.
And whereas over there they don't
Right.
really. It's like you said, they don't have as much freedom.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up some Indian music. I find the song "Indian Summer." That's not what I'm looking for.
Ravi Shankar.
That's what I'm looking for. That kind of thing. All right, hold on. The phone rang. Let me take a call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah. Good morning. I have two things for you this morning.
Okay.
Number one is Stamp Out Hunger, the Postal Service food drive.
Okay.
You put a bag of non-perishable food out by your mailbox this coming Saturday. And it will be picked up by your mail carrier, and then it will be distributed to the area food banks.
Very nice.
And then the tea party this evening at 7 p.m. at the Marion Oaks Community Center will have as guest speaker County Commissioner Michelle Stone.
All right. Any crumpets with that tea? That took him a second, didn't it? Took him a second.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And if anybody needs the address on that, it's all posted on our WOCA Facebook page for Michelle Stone's speech tonight.
All right. Angie Quidley is here. Let's talk about what you
Thank
do.
you, Jim.
The educational homestay programs, and you're looking for volunteers. Now, what does a volunteer do?
Well, they're volunteer host families, and the reason they're called volunteers is because they're opening their home. They don't get paid anything to do this. There are some benefits for them, though. They get community service hours if there's teens in the home, because they're sharing their time with them. they're practicing their English with them. We also give out little travel stickers if they host a bunch of students after a couple of years. They can cash that in for a rental car or a hotel. So there's benefits for being a host family. But a lot of people say, do you give money? It's not really expensive. It's like an extra plate at the table. It's like having a guest in your home for 10 to 15 to 20 days.
So
it's really short term.
What do you look for in a volunteer host family?
A loving family.
Just a loving family?
Just a loving family, a good environment.
How do you determine that? I mean, do you go into the house and say, yep, they're loving?
You can find out a lot about dynamics when you're in a house for about 30 minutes.
I bet you can.
Oh, yeah. You can see good dynamics.
So give me an example. Use a sitcom, because we know sitcom families. Are they like All in the Family, Archie Bunker? Are they like the Brady Bunch? What are the families typically like?
Well, a lot of times when we go in, the whole family sits around the table and we talk. Sometimes it's just the mom because all the kids are gone, and the dad, we don't really get to meet the kids. But, we've maybe seen the kid at the event that we were at where we found them. A lot of churches help us. So we go through a lot of churches. They're really good about, opening their doors because, the church mentality is mission work. And so a lot of people think of this as a great mission opportunity, to share their faith.
Yeah,
with
I
the
see that,
student.
yeah.
Of course, we can't cram anything, down their throat.
Right, right.
But we have a Chinese boy that actually wrote on his application this year that he wants to be with a Christian family.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Which I think is interesting.
Well, maybe either he wants to be a Christian or just wants to learn
he
what
says,
Christian.
I want to share my faith.
He's a Christian. Oh, he's a Christian. Oh, that is
Which
interesting.
is,
Oh, wow.
sometimes what they write. But, the family basically just drops them off in the morning and picks them up in the afternoon
Drops them off where?
at the locations that we have. Different locations in Ocala. We have about, like I said,
Drops them off where?
Yeah, we have all
At
over
the bus
Ocala.
station.
No.
Here you go.
We have bus
Explore the
stops.
country.
Yeah.
We have little bus stops, little school buses that pick them up.
Ah, okay.
But the biggest thing we're having a problem with right now is the immersion. Now, the immersion program is a lot different. The Chinese kids and the international kids from Europe that come over, they do classes in the morning, and they're in a camp all day. So the parents drop them off. We still need a few families for those. But the biggest thing we're having a challenge with, the immersion family, they don't do classes every day. They're European students from Spain and France.
Yeah.
And Spain's coming the 29th of June through the 25th. And France is coming July 6th through the 31st.
So they're coming, but they don't have homes to stay in yet?
They do, but they don't have school in the day. So it's hard for the working family
Oh, okay.
that wants to do this. So we look for families that work out of their home, families that are stay-at-home moms, teachers. The biggest thing about it is when the international students and the Chinese students come over there in class. So a parent will say, I'm going out of town on vacation for, 5 days of the 15 days they're here. So that won't work. They miss their classes.
Right.
But when you have an immersion student and you're going out of town, you can take them wherever you go. They just do whatever your family does.
Okay, so if you're going camping, they come
They
camping
go
with you.
They just are immersed.
Really?
They are coming on that program to get a higher level of English because you learn more conversationally.
Gotcha.
The classroom
So
is
they're
a little bit
coming.
different.
All right. So if you want to be a volunteer family hosting an exchange student, wait just through the break, and we'll find out from Angie how you do that, and we'll do that on the other side. Plus, we do have some news that we can ask for commentary on, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be mostly sunny on this Monday with highs ranging from 84 near the coast to 91 in a few inland spots. Moonlit on Monday night, low 55 to 60 in a few inland areas, 67 along the coast. Sunny and quite warm on Tuesday, high 85 on the coast, 92 inland. Wednesday, sunshine and hot, the high 90 at the coast, 96 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Another first-time winner at Talladega Superspeedway. I'm Joe Moore. That story next on the Monday Morning Race Refresher.
Country 500 Music Festival is back with Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert,
You can't ride in my little red wagon.
Kid Rock, Keith Urban, Thomas Rhett, Plus, Brooks and Dunn, Hank Williams Jr., Jake Owen, and so much more. Memorial Day weekend at Daytona International Speedway. Single day tickets on sale now. Visit country500.com. Sponsored in part by Budweiser.
2 juniors started on the front row yesterday at Talladega Superspeedway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse was on the pole and led the first 13 laps before overheating. He fell back in the field, but in the closing laps, rallied back and scored his first career NASCAR Cup win.
It's been a long time coming. We've ran really well here at Talladega. Like I told everyone else there, man, it's the closest racetrack to home. Got a lot of cheers riding around here today, and man, the fans were awesome. We had a lot packed in here at Talladega. Felt old school. So, man, to finally get that win for Jack and everyone on our team is just, just really special.
Jamie McMurray was second yesterday. Kyle Busch was third. Eric Almirola fourth. And Casey Kane fifth. Sixth was Kurt Busch. Seventh, Brad Keselowski, with Jimmy Johnson, Paul Menard, and David Reagan completing the top 10. Championship points still led by Kyle Larson, now at 53 over Martin Truex Jr. Brad Keselowski is third. Chase Elliott fell one spot to fourth, and Jamie McMurray moved up 2 spots. He's now in fifth as the series moves to Kansas Speedway this coming Saturday night. That's the Monday Morning Race Refresher. I'm Joe Moore on the Motor Racing Network.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Nice looking Monday morning. I hope your weekend went well. Let's see, what did we do this weekend, Robin? Let's see, I was working on the drawing a crowd for literacy.
Mural,
yeah.
Raising money for the Marion County Literacy Council.
We hope we got to the midpoint. We got to 20 feet. We got 20 feet of the mural done so far, and we've got till the end of May to keep doing this.
Yes,
right?
we do.
So
we're looking for donations, $10 an image. That's all it costs.
Yeah.
All the proceeds go to the Marion County Literacy Council so they can help adults learn to read. So if you have a picture of 3 people that you want Larry to put on the mural, it's $30 because it's $10 per image. So
there you go. And I think we're at the halfway point, so 20 feet, because the goal is 40 feet, even though the paper itself is 75 feet long. Mm-hmm. And Lee Schwartz from the library got a hold of the library headquarters building where he used to work over there.
Yes.
He's now down in Bellevue. And they said, they'd like to display it. So it should be on display for a while.
That's amazing.
What kind of pictures?
Plus, we're going to auction it. Oh, we're doing, I'm drawing, it's called Drawing a Crowd. And I'm literally drawing people's faces on this paper.
Well, you're nice.
Likenesses.
That's
Yes,
75 feet long. The paper is. So far, the images span 20 feet.
Yes.
20 feet of images so far.
And somebody wanted the Ocala Cobra on there, so they donated $10 anonymously, and they wanted the Ocala Cobra, so Larry put that on there.
Angie, we'll show you when we're done. All right, real quickly, let me just look at some of these news items, and then we'll get back to the exchange student host family opportunity and give you the information so you can do that. Today in the news, let's see, the Vatican Tribunal working on Archbishop Anthony S. Apuran's canonical penal trial. Gosh, do you know what that is? Are you Catholic?
No.
Angie, no?
What's his name? Archbishop Anthony?
Archbishop Anthony S. Apuran's canonical penal trial will hear testimony in California from John Toves, the first person to publicly accuse Apuran in 2014 of sexual abuse. Tove alleges that Apuran abused his cousin when he was an altar boy at the cathedral. Led by Cardinal Raymond Leo Burke, the tribunal also received written testimony from John Michael Champ Quinata, alleging that Apuran raped his now-deceased brother when he was 9 years old. Wow.
Disgusting.
Did you follow this story at all up till this point?
No, I didn't hear about this particular story.
Current or former Guam priests are accused of sexually assaulting more than 50 children, and that number could top 200 in the next couple of years.
Absolutely horrible.
So the tribunal is today. Wow. I don't know where. I take the weekend off when it comes to news.
I bet
Yeah.
you do.
Well, we need to. We got to do other stuff.
Toys R Us. Here's news I can handle. Toys R Us is announcing today that they are revamping their website to woo back customers who may have fled to Amazon. While the company was minding the store, it admits that it fell behind on e-commerce. The new site will debut to a small number of users before a full rollout that is expected by early July.
Well, that's because Toys R Us is a store that I like to go in to actually look at the toys
more
and
about
play
the
with them
feeling.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd rather, if I'm buying a toy for a child, I want to play with it first. And then I'll buy it.
The revamp is part of a nearly $100 million investment by Toys R Us over the past 3 years, geared toward jumpstarting an e-commerce experience. The makeover means that instead of clicking through choices, customers can tap once on categories like dolls or bicycles. What? That's the difference?
Payless has that. Shoes, children, men's, women, boys, girls.
Oh man!
Boy, Toys R Us
Yeah, but
is
see what
behind
you
the
ladies,
times.
what you ladies expressed is exactly the way I feel. I'd rather go into the store.
With that particular store.
Exactly.
Some stores.
I know, but we're not kids. I'm thinking.
Well, and I think the parents of kids are just so busy now. They're doing everything online. So
Well, maybe that's what it is
Yeah.
too. Yeah, it could
new
be.
generation.
I used to love going to Toys R Us. When how you tell when your child is getting older, the part of the store he wants to go to becomes smaller.
Yeah.
When my son was little, the whole store was like a playground. Anywhere in the store, the older he got, the more just the video games. That's all we went to anymore.
That's a boy.
Yeah, never went anywhere but the video games. President Trump's second travel ban targeting immigrants from 6 predominantly Muslim countries begins a new round of federal court hearings today, battling a familiar Achilles heel. Government lawyers will defend the revised ban against immigrants and refugees, while liberties and immigrants' rights groups will contend that the new executive order continues to discriminate against Muslims. I don't see it that way. I see it as, because there are obviously some countries that are predominantly Muslim that have the freedom to come visit us. I think he has picked countries, and P.S., these are the same countries that Obama picked.
Yep.
Because the countries themselves were not as willing to allow our guys to vet those people. I think that's all what it is. I don't think he's targeting a religion. I think he's targeting the countries because he wants to make sure we can vet them better. I don't know. The way this is worded, you can tell it's slanted. But anyway, what else? One more, and then we'll get back to this. Dennis Baxley was in the news a couple of days ago. He was in the news, Senator Dennis Baxley from Ocala, because he did not want a slavery memorial to be built and to remember slaves in Florida. He was outnumbered by pretty much the entire Senate. However,
Oh, certainly.
This is the Florida Senate, by the way, not the U.S. Senate. But anyway, he was outnumbered, but still his opposition to it made it not happen. It might happen next year. Apparently, he sat down with Miami Democratic Representative Keon McGee, who is a Democrat, obviously, Democratic. And the two of them, who had been button heads, had lunch.
Oh, there you go.
And apparently, in lunch, he softened his view. Mr. Baxley softened his view. Now, all due respect to Mr. Baxley, who I like a lot, if I were to try to convince him that there should be a slavery memorial, it would be this. When you see people who've lost weight, there'll be a before and an after picture. It shows progress, right?
Yes, it does.
I think that's what and in this case, it memorializes people whose lives were not as good as they could have been except for their race. Because of our the way we did things back in those days. So I was in favor of the memorial. I think Dennis Baxley didn't convince me that it shouldn't have been there, but apparently he's now softening his view, and it's probably going to happen next year. Because I think the thing, wasn't Friday the last day of the legislative session? I think it was.
Yep, they're on vacation.
All right. Well, all of this history about America and about Florida are probably things that host families talk about when they have exchange students visiting them. I'm guessing if an exchange student came to visit me in Florida and they were from who knows where, they'd probably have all kinds of questions about the names of cities and
A lot of history.
yeah, the history. I'm sure that all comes up, right?
Well, yeah, and we actually have not just an English class, but a cultural class where it's a lot about history and a lot about Florida history. We teach them. The biggest thing that we do with them that I think is really neat, though, is they do a community service car wash.
Oh.
And we raise money for Make-A-Wish Foundation. And the kids will do it at different locations in Ocala, and they'll raise anywhere between $200 and $700 per location. And they don't understand that because they don't have to do community service in their countries. And our high school students have to have it to graduate.
And for college,
And
if
for
they
Bright
want to go
Future
to college.
scholarships and everything. And so they're like, we're going to wash a car for nothing and you're not going to pay us? But they have so much fun doing it, and they realize what they're doing is giving back. And so they realize what our students, that our students are taught about community and how to support community. That's probably a biggest difference when they come over here, other than just learning the natural history of the area.
So how urgent is the need to reach out to families who could possibly be hosting an exchange student? Is it really urgent right now?
Well, the urgency is the qualification. I was telling Robin a while ago, the qualification of an immersion family is a lot harder to find than your Chinese or your European students that are going to classes. Those students are easy to find, and we have almost all those families, because those are great for working families. They drop them off in the morning, we have them all day, they pick them up. They have them on the nights and weekends for a couple of weeks. The immersions are with families all day long. So we're looking for families that either work out of their home, or maybe there's teens in the home, so that they can hang with the teens. We don't want them sitting in a home all day doing nothing. If the family, again, like I said, if they're traveling on vacation, they just take them wherever they go. It's only, about a 3-week program. It's really short. It's just hard to find those families. And so the immersion families are what we're most in need of right now. And it's really no different qualifying them as far as the homes go. It's just the what they do versus working, non-working. Are they around? Are they not around?
Sounds like an opportunity that would be nice. Is it a 3-week commitment? Is that how long?
The Spanish are the 29th through the 25th, so that's 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
June 29th through July 25th. The French are the July 6th through the 31st of July, so they're both about 3.5 weeks.
Okay. So what would they do? Go to a website or give a phone call to somebody?
I'm going to give you a phone number.
Okay.
352-239-0578.
Okay, very good. And who are they calling? Are they calling you?
Karen.
Karen, okay.
Karen Wood.
So you'd be calling Karen Wood, and then just ask any questions you might have if you're interested in being
She has all the information.
a family that hosts an exchange student. Sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like an opportunity to learn and to teach and to share.
There's a $25 donation for you guys, too, for each family that calls in and hosts.
All right.
That you can do whatever you want to, donate to a charity or whatever.
Okay.
And then if a family calls in, whether they can host or not, if they find us another family, we'll give them a $25 referral.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you for coming in. We'll be right back.
Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. In an election the world was watching, centrist Emmanuel Macron will be France's new president, soundly defeating conservative Marine Le Pen. But issues remain.
1 in 3 French voters, that's more than 10 million,